it's the Canadian healthcare system. That's the. So hi
But I
everybody.
don't want to be the.
Is this the first page?
Yeah.
I see. So they're treating for heart failure, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Correct.
So hi everybody. This
And-
is the Leverage Podcast. Once again, I'm your host Davio Venturis. I'm as always with the esteemed cardiologist Dr. Federico Macy, otherwise known as Dr. Suave.
Or so he says.
Dr.
Well,
Suave.
everybody knows him as Dr. Suave.
I like that.
Oh, well.
And we're very excited to have both a guest, but who's also going to be our co-host for the Spanish language podcast, Leah Faulkner, here straight from Canada.
Yep.
And welcome, Leah. Welcome to the Leverage Podcast.
Thank you. Thank
Great
you
to have
for
you here.
having me. Yes.
Yes.
So we were just talking about your dad is being treated by cardiologists,
Yes, he is.
and he's moving here. Your family's moving here.
Yeah, they're moving here in July. So they've put their home up for rent. And then they'll be heading over here to a hot summer.
So they're coming from Toronto.
No, they're actually coming from Ottawa.
Ottawa. That's
Ottawa,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
It's the capital. The
Yes.
capital. You're familiar with
Yeah,
it. Yep.
they are famous for their truckers,
Truckers,
aren't they?
I guess.
Yeah, Ottawa's famous for their truckers.
They were recently, yes,
Right.
with that
Yeah.
whole ordeal, yes. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, they're trying to avoid the next trucker deal.
For
so
sure.
they're moving here.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
So you've slowly, you were the first one to move to the Dallas area,
Yes. Well, my sister and I, yep.
and then you got your sister to come
Yeah,
here.
Yep, we moved here together. We actually drove here.
Drove here. Well, well, you needed your car.
Yes, I did.
Plus, you came with snow tires.
And
In the
my
event.
clothes, my nice clothes,
Right.
you know. I like
We
to-
do get ice here once every couple of years.
Oh, yeah, and the whole city stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole state stops.
Well, she needs her snow tires.
Yeah.
Canadian snow tires.
I brought mine.
Did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. No,
All the hockey players have snow tires.
that's true.
they
We
do.
all know how to drive very well, and
Yes. Canadians are very good drivers. They're used to
We're very-
slippery conditions under the influence.
very polite.
Yes. Politeness does
Yeah.
describe the Canadian character
Yeah.
very nicely. You know, I grew up there as well. So
Yes.
we were familiar. Although you grew up in Ottawa, whereas I in Toronto. Very similar. Yeah, except you guys have truckers. We don't. They do.
That's true.
Anyways, so you were sharing that your dad has heart failure.
Yes. Yeah. He's been actually he was in the ICU not too long ago. He was having liver failure. His kidneys were failing. Lots of other, just everything started going downhill, and we didn't think he was going to make it. But with my prayers and my positive attitude,
Yes,
and my
that helps.
whispers, yeah.
Well, you went there to take
I
care
did.
of him as well. Yeah.
Yes, I did. I went there and I tried to talk to the nurses as much as I could and get as much information, but it was really tough because at that time it was during COVID. So, you know, there was a lot of security, a lot of regulations, and low staff.
Right. So limited visiting time.
Correct.
But anyways, did he have a heart attack or several, or was he just
No,
diagnosed?
he never had. It's just, you know, he started swelling near the
Right, right.
abdomen, very fatigued, and then, you know, was really in denial. He did not want to go to the hospital. He looked bad, and so we called the ambulance. Well, I didn't call the ambulance, but I had said, you know, we need to call.
go.
Yeah.
So he was diagnosed with what is called a dilated cardiomyopathy from a
I'm
virus.
not very. I think it was pneumonia from pneumonia.
From pneumonia,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, untreated pneumonia. It could have.
Right.
That's what they speculate.
So it's called idiopathic
Okay.
or viral cardiomyopathy.
Okay.
Are they likely? So he has a larger heart that's weak, and so
Yes.
he's on good medications for that. now.
Yes, and now I mean
Can you
gained-
show me the meds?
Oh, yeah.
Let me see if
Davio
the
has them.
Canadians are up to par
Uh-oh.
with standard of care.
I don't want to be the spokesperson for
Oh, boy.
poor healthcare in
boy.
Canada.
Let me see.
I'm gonna say sorry,
I'll
Canada.
tell you.
Sorry.
Sorry.
In a nanosecond.
Well,
Oops.
Fred being from Canada, he has many friends that consult
Right.
with him,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
he's used to the Canadian
Is it-
healthcare system.
Is there another page of meds?
I think that's what he takes day and night. He takes all of
Right.
that in the morning and in the evening.
But there isn't one more page here.
I'm not. Does it say one of two? I'm not sure. I didn't.
Maybe, yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
because there are two types of medications that are missing
Okay.
to treat what he has.
Okay.
So is there a second page?
That's all that was. She said.
I'll ask him. I'll ask him.
On Mondays, they give him the first page of meds. On Tuesday, the second page. Is that how they do it?
Yep.
Socialized medicine? Huh? That's what we want here, right?
I'm like, yes. I mean, like, no.
Anyways, you shall
Sorry.
show me the second page.
Yep.
Because that one is missing.
Okay.
2 critical meds.
Okay.
That he needs to be on.
Okay. And what are those?
Entresto and Jardiance.
Okay.
Or Farxiga.
And how? I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I don't have a med
Right.
degree, but
Someone
why?
who has what he has.
But-
well, so he can live longer.
Yes. Okay. And
Yeah.
how would that help?
Well, the meds will make him live longer for longer.
Right. But what are those meds? Like, what do they do exactly? Is what more I was.
Well, they
referring to.
inhibit certain upregulated hormone signaling systems.
Okay.
He has what is called neurohumoral upregulation. So
What's that
those-
in English?
It means that the protective mechanisms have gone wrong now. Initially, when he had the insult to his heart from the untreated viral infection that caused weakening of the heart muscle, from his immune system attacked his heart muscle. So now that exaggerated immune response is causing deleterious effect, more heart failure.
Okay.
So the medication they inhibit those upregulated hormones that are causing harm to him.
Okay.
So one of them is called Entresto, and the other one is called Jardiance.
Okay.
That he needs to be on. But they probably are on the second page.
Okay.
Or we can see what they give him on
we'll
Tuesday.
do
Well, I mean, wouldn't you do that?
to be continued. We need. We'll follow up with him.
He doesn't have a defibrillator, does he?
No, he does not. No.
Uh-huh.
When are they moving here?
Oh, Canada.
Yeah, and his cardiologist is very difficult to get in contact with. But yeah, he's coming July 1st. He'll be.
I hear they only work from 9 to 9:15 every other Tuesday on leap year.
I'm not sure. About
Socialized
that.
medicine, baby.
I can't confirm
My
that.
patients get a hold of me every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that I've met you. So
So
maybe you can help my
handle
dad
it
out.
a
Yeah.
little bit. We shall see Mr.
Yes.
Mr.
Faulkner,
Daniel,
yeah.
Mr. Daniel. Yes, very good. So your dad is English, though, right?
Well, yeah, he's English, Irish, Scottish, and German.
Very good.
That's his background.
Right.
He says he's Viking.
But
A Viking.
a Viking.
Yes,
Wow.
he believes he comes.
From Viking. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration.
know.
Okay, he must have done that genetic testing stuff.
Yes, he loves it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your mom, though, is from Peru. As I
Yes, she
understand.
is. Yep.
How do they meet?
They met in New Orleans. So my dad was working in New Orleans, and she had moved from Peru. She didn't like Peru at all. Growing
Right.
up there, there's like high crime, lots of poverty. So
Right.
she made her way to the U.S.
Lima, Peru.
Yeah, Lima, Peru.
That is the one city in Peru I know of. So
There you
I'm
go.
glad that was the answer.
Yes. But they do have black whiskey.
Oh,
That's the only place that makes whiskey in.
it's the only South
South
American
America?
whiskey.
Oh, really?
Episode 3.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, black whiskey is
I'll have
called
to
from
try
the,
it.
from the purple corn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do make that. But anyways, it wasn't the whiskey that
No.
drove
No.
your mother out. Okay.
No, definitely
Well,
not.
the whiskey didn't exist yet when the mom left.
Right. It was a while back. Okay.
Yeah.
So she was
She
growing
said-
up there and went to visit New Orleans and met this Viking guy.
Yeah, with blue eyes. Yep. The blue eyes
And
daughter.
that was it. Instant love.
Yes.
And she's probably a beauty as well.
Yes, she is.
Yeah,
Very
so
pretty.
That
Yeah.
was a natural fit.
Was he living in Canada at the time?
Yes, he was living in Canada, and she was like, at first, she's like, no, he's too tall,
He's too
he's
handsome.
too nice,
He's too
probably.
rich.
Like most women,
Yes.
he's too nice. No, and she did say that she felt instantly like, a connection, and she felt very comfortable with him, like felt like very warm and family.
Did she speak English?
Yeah, she does speak
No,
English.
back then.
Yeah, she does. She did speak English.
She
It
did.
wasn't that great.
Right. So was
But
he speaking Spanish as well?
No, he does not speak
So,
Spanish.
so the fit was quite good. That just tells you that, you can work through language barriers
For sure.
and get
Yep.
around that and still have great communication and a connection, right?
Yes.
So what happened then when they met?
Well, my dad.
No, dopamine.
Oh, dopamine. Yes.
Right.
Nucleus
Yes.
accumbens, right?
Oh, everybody drink.
Endorphins.
He got a dose.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh.
she got a dose. No, I don't mean an STD.
Oh.
Not the dose.
Of the
Dose.
Yeah. Not
of the hormone, the
not
oxytocin.
penicillin.
Right.
kidding.
The dose
Yeah.
is the acronym for the 4 happy hormones. It's called the DOSE.
Oh, it is? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Dopamine, oxytocin, S for serotonin, and the E for endorphin.
Yeah, those
Endorphins. So,
good stuff.
Endorphins give you euphoria, take away pain, and serotonin stabilizes your mood, and dopamine gives you happiness, euphoria, accomplishment, risk-taking behavior, like you want to do it again. And
That's what happens when people have a connection. Those all get released.
dopamine,
The love.
oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. That's what happened. She got the dose from the Great Viking. I mean, but she didn't need penicillin, right? It wasn't a penicillin
Not that
type
kind
dose.
of dose. No.
It is New Orleans,
That's true.
right?
So
In New Orleans in the old days, they had a church, a bar, a brothel, and then they just make, in a clinic. In a clinic.
I'd hope
and
so,
they just
yeah.
go around and around and around.
Yeah. Well,
so they met in New Orleans. Did she follow him to Canada? Like what happened next? Did he follow her to Peru? Like
I mean, I'm sure their story, the story that they gave me was much more romantic and PG, but,
I'm sure.
pretty much it was, he liked her jeans, is what he said, her blue jeans.
She was hot.
Yeah. And I guess it's history from there. He had wrote her letters because they didn't have
wow.
cell
Old
phones.
school.
They weren't. He'd write letters.
In Viking, Norwegian.
Up until 18, she still wouldn't let me read them. So
Really?
yep, I'm sure there's some
So,
content
little
in there
racy,
that we
little
need to
racy.
come back to. I'm
So
just
she
kidding.
went back to Peru, to Lima. And he went back to Canada?
Yep,
Ottawa?
Canada. No, she was in Lima, but she came to the U.S. to study English.
Right.
Yeah, so she lived with her stepsister. She was working
In
there.
New Orleans?
Yep, in New Orleans. She was working at a pharmacy and some shop that her stepsister.
Not at a local bar or
No,
something
not a
on
bar.
Bourbon Street.
No, not on Bourbon Street. No, she just went there. Yeah, to have
Okay.
fun on her own.
And your dad went for other reasons and then
For work,
decided,
yes.
for work?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
For work.
No, for work. Really? No. Oh, actually, that's a good point. Now that okay, so
I mean,
I am naive.
right?
Okay,
Oh, it was the days when people
Yeah.
just went for work.
sure.
Right.
I should dig into that. I'm gonna ask
New
her about
Orleans'
that.
well-earned reputation is there for a reason.
we're having the conference in New Orleans for just work purposes.
Yes.
Oh, and it happens to be in February during Mardi Gras. I'm
Yes,
just kidding.
of course. So they hooked up and he went back and they continued to communicate. And eventually he proposed.
My parents are gonna kill me for all of this information.
So you
No.
grew, so you were born in, but you were born in the States, right?
I was born in New Orleans. They went back.
Oh, was it like 6 months after that first meeting? No, 9 months. 9 months.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that quick. I'm not an alien. No. But they had gotten he had proposed to her, and then they went back to Canada because she's like, I'm not
Did
going.
he have
I'm
to
not
go-
going
let me
without
ask.
anywhere without a ring.
Did he have to go to Lima to propose?
He went to Lima to visit the family. And
Meet-
ask for
meet
permission.
Your
Yeah.
grandparents. And ask permission. Okay,
Yes.
so the very chivalrous,
The traditional way.
way.
So they
Very
met
good.
and then they wrote letters and then he came and asked for the. Oh my God, that's so cute.
And then he went proposed in Peru, and he didn't get heaved out with the bathwater or anything.
No,
It was fine.
No, everybody loved him. Yeah.
Right.
He's
Very
a great
nice.
guy.
So where were they married? Vegas.
Okay.
Juarez.
No,
In
they
Juarez?
just went. They just went to the courthouse.
Oh, I thought
Nothing fancy.
No
My mom-
shotgun wedding, nothing like that.
My mom would have loved to get married in the church, but it didn't work out.
You guys
that
know
way.
why it's called a shotgun wedding?
Yeah.
All right, give us a Greek version. I know
Yes.
the Greeks invented it.
Because the father finds out that his daughter's pregnant, so he uses a shotgun to make sure that the guilty party steps up to the plate.
Okay,
That's the Greek version. What's the Mexican version?
a double barrel rifle.
I'll
That's a
tell you the Canadian
slightly
version.
bigger weapon. Canadian version is please. No, you don't want to. It's okay.
Yeah.
We're okay.
Yeah.
You can live together.
Yeah. Pretty much.
You don't even have to pay child support. We're
Yeah.
fine. You like hockey? That's all we need. We're good.
So how
Would you
long?
like some maple syrup with that?
Yeah. How about some
Yeah.
the Maple Leaf?
Yeah.
Good. Oh, our hockey team hasn't won since '67. We're okay then.
Oh, Toronto Maple
Oh
Leafs.
my. They come close and they break our hearts.
What about Montreal?
No, Montreal's got like the most cups of anybody.
Mm-hmm.
They're good.
I think they've
Start-
won 10 cups since like 1970. Yeah. They're like the Yankees, you
Yeah,
know. They're
they're
like the
pretty good.
Celtics. in that way.
The Stars are doing pretty well right now, aren't they? Or did they just lose?
Oh, they lost.
They just
yesterday.
lost, right?
We try not
But
to.
they were doing pretty well.
We try not to talk
Yes.
about current events because
Oh,
it makes
sorry.
the podcast. We try to keep
Sad?
it evergreen.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So anyway, so they moved to Canada. And
How old were you when you moved to Canada? So you're born in the U.S.
Oh, well, yeah. No, this is how it happened. Sorry. It's a little confusing. So he proposed to her in New Orleans, the U.S. Then they move back to Canada together, and then they get knocked up. Well,
Right.
she does. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
While living
pregnant.
in Canada.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. In
And so
Canada.
you-
and then they came back to
So you were
this-
conceived in Canada. Not my question.
Actually, I don't really know.
But you were born
The details.
in New Orleans.
You're born in New Orleans.
Yep.
Yeah.
But how long did you live in New Orleans as a kid?
I didn't. We lived in Canada. We went to, and I was born in the U.S. I think they just wanted me to be born in the U.S. I think
Okay.
that's what happened.
You're
I'm
an
not
anchor
really
baby.
sure. Could be.
Maybe. But no, I'm going to suggest that at that time they were living in Ottawa. They didn't get SNL, the original cast, or anything like that, and they were watching SCTV, Second City, the Canadian version, which was pretty good. So that's how she got knocked up. The jokes weren't measuring up, so they had nothing to do on a winter night. But that,
I mean, it is pretty cold in Canada.
yes. So anyway, so you're born in New Orleans, and why New Orleans? Was his work?
That's where they met.
Yeah, that's where they
but
met.
The
But
work.
well, she had family there.
Was
That's where
there.
her friends, her family. You know, she had. Yep.
So you have family in New Orleans. I didn't realize that. Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Do you go there very often?
No, I haven't been there,
I
but
mean-
I do. I would like to go for Mardi Gras sometime. It's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Have
It's
you been?
wild. I have once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Is it-
wild with all the people overhead, throwing all the beads and
Have you been?
showing
Davio?
showing their particular assets. Not that I would partake in anything of
I'm
such.
sure.
Dr. Suave, of course.
Because you
not.
were there for work.
Exactly. Yeah.
For a conference, medical conference, no less.
He's like, I'm serious.
Yes. And it was not a gynecological one; it was cardiovascular.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm sure.
See,
You were
that's why I became a cardiologist because I deal from here to here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Gynecology deals from here down here. Right? So you don't get in trouble.
That's good.
Anyway, so how was it growing up in New Orleans?
I didn't grow up in New Orleans.
In Ottawa is
In
where she grew
Ottawa,
up.
they went back.
Ottawa, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's
I was
how they
born-
conceived
Remember?
another child.
She was an
Yes.
anchor baby.
Yes, born in New Orleans, lived in Canada my whole life, and then came back to the U.S.
Right.
So you're a dual citizen.
Yes. Yep. Well, actually, triple because
But
I
you-
have my Peruvian citizenship.
Oh, that's
too.
exciting.
You went to school in what school did you
I
go
went
to?
to Dalhousie University.
Oh, that's
Yep.
right, Dalhousie.
Yep.
Great university.
Yep. Have
I
you been?
almost
to,
went there.
Yes.
I applied for medical school there. I didn't get in.
What?
I didn't get in.
No.
Yeah, I wasn't a Canadian citizen.
Okay.
I was just a Mexican in Canada. Yeah. Just working like a Mexican to try to live like a white guy.
Oh, okay.
That's all. No medical school for you. Go dig ditches and clean snow. Yeah, shovel it.
That's why he
I got
went back to
shoveled
Mexico
out.
for medical school,
Oh, okay.
even though he did undergrad in Canada.
I did undergrad. in
Oh, yeah.
Canada.
You went to University of Toronto.
Yeah,
That's what
in
you
Western.
said. And Western. Okay.
In London. Great
Yeah.
schools, great
That-
university.
It is.
Yes.
I've heard really good things about
Yes.
both universities. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I have great friends there whom I'm still in touch with. And so I have a great place in my heart for Canada.
Yeah.
But
But
there were
That butt
it's a
came
lot warmer
quick.
here.
not much room for people like me in their Canadian medical school system, even though I've experienced great success here in the U.S.
Okay.
Thank God.
Well, I mean,
I still
Well,
love
that
Canada.
makes me happy.
one of the best things about America is that we give people opportunity, and if you can step up to the plate, you can be very successful.
Yes.
You'd think it'd be that way all over the world, but a lot of places are stratified, and you have to know the right people to get anywhere.
Yes.
So
I had the most famous singer in Canada write me a letter of I guess
recommendation.
recommendation to Dalhousie, the
Was
top
it,
singer
was
in
it
Canada.
Shania Twain? I'm just
No,
kidding.
no, she wasn't. She was
just kidding.
an up and coming at
Yes.
the time.
Okay.
No, I'm talking the top opera singer,
Oh, okay. Wow.
Maureen Forrester. Yeah,
I'm not.
and she
familiar
was very
with
good
opera,
friends
don't hate me.
with the dean at Dalhousie.
Oh.
Even with that pull, I didn't get in.
Yeah, and he said, "What does an opera singer know about medicine?" So he just threw.
well, but she was amazing. Yeah.
So
Anyways,
you graduated in Ottawa.
Uh-huh.
How do you make your way down to Dallas? Was this before or after your modeling career?
Well, actually, during, I would say. So I had worked at a modeling agency, kind of prepping other models there for like conventions and things like that to get scouted by other agencies throughout the U.S. and Canada.
This was in Toronto or in Ottawa?
This was in Ottawa, yeah.
So it was a Canadian-based modeling company.
Correct. Yes.
And they would train young men and women, I imagine?
Yes.
To go to...
But the big money's in the women. Male models are cheap.
Yeah.
Well, I do know. Yeah.
But they invented modeling in Greece too, by the way. Have you not seen the statues?
Someone had to stand there for those statues.
Yeah.
You know, the guy who's there, the guy carving, going, okay, Luigi, can you come back for 300 straight days and hold the pose?
By the way, everybody who drinks when Fred makes fun of me being Greek, go ahead and drink.
Double. They invented everything, right? Mm-hmm. Including the modeling.
I did not know that.
Except they messed up on a few of the arms. Have you seen?
I'd say so.
They don't have arms, some of them.
Yes, I saw that.
Listen, you're being unfair to the disabled community, the alternately abled community. You're an ableist now, Fred. Please.
Okay. We're talking about, more than 2,000 years ago here.
Mm-hmm.
So back to you. So you're with this agency. Is that how you got the gig to come to Dallas?
No. I actually I was brought here to help.
It wasn't the lodge that brought you here.
No, definitely not
I
the
just got to
lodge.
make sure.
No, it was a place called Moxie's. I'm not sure if you're familiar with
It's a Canadian-owned restaurant by the Crescent.
Yes, correct. So I was brought here to help open it and start the flow and training and things like that.
I may have crossed paths with you because that Jim and I used to go there. I mean, he went for work.
I feel like I do. I mean, I did say that you do look familiar,
Yes.
so I feel
went
like
there a
I'm
few
sure.
times.
I'm sure.
I knew the Canadian people that
Okay.
started.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, nice. So, yep, that's how I started. I moved here. I was actually supposed to be here for 6 months just to kind of help out, make some quick change, and then go back to Canada. I was gonna try and do my master's. I wanted to do my master's in business, but that didn't end up happening. But I did end up staying here.
Right.
Yeah.
So you met people. I
met some connections, good connections. Yeah.
And the weather?
Yeah, the weather's hard to turn down, especially
Right.
where there's more months summer than like Canada. It's more snow and scraping off ice off your car, so not very pleasant there.
Yes. No doubt. So as time has gone on, then you've gone into different venues. I know you've been working in the solar business.
Yep, solar. That's actually how I met Davio.
Right.
Right.
You guys are working together, right?
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. One of the largest solar companies in the U.S. It is, right? Like I'd
Yeah,
say
it's number one.
Number one?
Yeah.
Okay. Number one. All right. There we go.
For residential.
For residential, yes. So, and yeah, they're a multi-million-dollar company.
Fantastic. So and you're still with them, right? You're in a management position?
I currently work as a project coordinator, so I'll help move the projects forward quicker so that they can get to installation.
Very good. Do you get to go to Peru at all to see your family there?
No, I have not gone in a really long time.
And
I would like to go.
Does your mom go? Is she close to everyone there?
Yeah, she'll go every 2 years, I'd say. Yeah, but most of my family's actually migrated to Spain. Believe it or not, they like it there.
Right.
Yeah.
So you guys get to go to Spain then from time to time.
They live
What
in
city?
Madrid.
In Madrid? Very good.
Your daughter is in Madrid.
Yeah, she comes back next week. So she wrote an Instagram page where she says something like, had such great fun.
This semester.
11 countries, 19 cities. And I thought she was supposed to be going to school. How do you do that?
She did her junior semester abroad.
Yeah, tough semester.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
tough semester.
Well, when you take Fred, when you take these long train rides, they study.
Absolutely.
So she had plenty of time to study.
They
for
don't
all
have
of
a
her
bar
classes.
car in the train, nothing. No entertainment, nothing. Nada. No hay nada.
I hate to bust up her disguise, but all those posts of cocktails that she was posting on her
Yes.
Instagram,
Yes.
those were just colored water.
Yes, I imagine so. Sugar water.
You have to ask her about her
Yes.
trip.
She'll
on
be back
here.
next week. We'll have to do a podcast with her because I'm sure she has very valuable tips on how to travel with an unlimited budget in Spain and Europe
Unlimited.
and everywhere else.
Whose fault is the unlimited portion of this situation?
He only has one daughter.
Yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Correct.
You got to
So-
set the standard.
Yes,
So.
I suppose. But when she watches this, she might be. Why did you say?
Oh no.
I was hard studying, never went out, not even once. Yeah, I think she was skydiving too.
Skydiving?
Would you try skydiving?
No.
No, I'm too chicken.
Me neither.
I'm not very good with heights. I'm like,
Or
Yeah.
bungee jumping.
Yeah,
no, thank you.
like you might be the one that the bungee just
Right.
rips.
They eventually they do rip. Or I've had friends do it and they hurt their back. They're like, my back's never been the same since
I feel
fell.
like you must, with that much,
Yes,
it must really throw things out of whack some way. in
no
some way.
doubt.
I think.
Well, okay. So, so any you're going to stay in the solar business? Any future plans? I know you're going to help me with some Spanish podcasts.
Well, I'm actually.
we need to reach that market. Go ahead.
Sorry. I'm currently taking my real estate, so
As
just
well.
like everyone else right now.
Yes.
But yes, I'm gonna. I'm finished all my courses, my hours, and then I have to take my final tests.
Very
So
good.
that'll be next.
Dallas is the fastest growing real estate market in the world right now. So
Really? Where'd you get that statistic?
I mean, the DFW area.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the most migration here
I
to
have heard that.
yeah, all the suburbs here. It's just unprecedented growth, kind of like urbanization, but it's already an urban area. So
Right. Well, the economy, no state tax, other advantages, the weather,
well, and
cost of living.
the reindustrialization of the United States after the COVID pandemic, they realized that they have to bring stuff onshore, and Texas has the cheapest energy. Where are you going to put your factories? They're moving it and
Close to the coastline.
got its own port,
Houston.
got its own. It's an net exporter of energy, so
Yes.
everything's moving here, and that's just going to make the real estate market go huge because with migration, people need houses, they need the whole thing. So
Absolutely.
And I think COVID really scared some people. I had a bunch of people reaching out to me saying, "I want to move to Texas because we can't work. Like
Right.
we can't work right now."
Right.
How
And
are we
schools
supposed-
as well.
Yep.
For families. Lots of advantages. And, Florida has done very well as well. So,
your sister's here, and your parents are now moving here.
yeah. So,
Well, it's basically because I'm here. So
they want to be close to you. Of course. Well, I'll have to make sure your dad has the right meds and
right.
make sure he gets the best CHF therapies, right?
And I heard-
evidence-based.
And you're saying that the
Semaglutide?
Yes, semaglutide. You're saying that would help as well?
No,
or-
he's not a diabetic though, right?
no, he's not.
Yeah.
But as far as
So,
that,
Is he fat?
So there's
Yes.
with respect to semaglutide,
in the nicest way possible, yes, he's overweight.
Yeah. So for that reason, that may help him. And a new trial is going to be coming out with semaglutide with 17,000 patients later this year. It's a 5-year trial in people who are overweight, obese, that do not have to be diabetic. Because semaglutide initially was approved for type 2 diabetes. But also it has a 15-20% weight loss
I have been seeing
over a
that
2-year period.
as a management, like a
Right.
weight loss management
Yeah.
program.
You've been seeing it? What do you mean?
I've been seeing like advertised a lot.
Right.
More and more people are hearing about it.
Yes, absolutely. So the trial looking at middle-aged people who are overweight over 5 years will look at cardiovascular events. Okay, so it will look at how many people versus placebo have heart attacks, strokes, and cardiac death, and other secondary endpoints like renal failure and so on. So that's coming out. So it's likely to get approved for obesity only.
Oh wow.
And because I already have some insight into the results, and in the underground through New Orleans at those meetings where only work gets done and nothing else.
No partying. No beads.
So in between the pages and the beads, there is some great data hidden in there.
Did your
And so-
dad give your mom beads? I just had that image.
We did have beads in our home. Actually.
Memories.
All right, say no
memories.
more. Say no
Yeah.
more.
Yes. So that will be part of the
funny
treatment. But also, I was mentioning earlier the other medications that he needs to be on are the ones that I talked about,
Right.
Which is Entresto and then Farxiga or Jardiance. That he needs for people with heart failure do very well on by decreasing, one study 39% going to the hospital for decompensated heart failure. So and also 24% decrease in stroke and
Wow.
heart attacks, and so on. So lots of positives.
Yes.
So I'll have to see and make sure that he's on the right stuff.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, he's been having it. It's hard to because it's a balance, right? Balancing act with all that medication.
Yes, you have to know how to balance it so he doesn't feel the
sick,
hypertension, side effects, dizzy, all kinds of stuff.
Right.
But also, what's important here is really getting him to be physically active.
Right.
So that's
well,
where
he's
the
having
wireless is
trouble
important.
with that because of he feels the medication is actually taking a lot of his energy
It can.
away.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the art of what Fred does,
Yeah,
is
so-
finding the right calibration for the individual so they can
Absolutely.
heal themselves.
If you divide the world into two kinds of people, those that move and those that sit, I can tell you who's going to do better. It's pretty evident. Second, working on the diet, like, for example, Mediterranean diet, I think it's the best, especially people with cardiovascular disease. Again, the Greeks kind of came up with it, so I have to give them their kudos.
Yeah, the olives were there. What are you going to do?
Yeah, they were there already, right? But, there were other things, too, that were quite good. Limit, predominantly plant-based and very few animal proteins. So it's a great diet for heart failure patients. And then improving their biodome. We have a lot new research showing that improving the gut bacteria, the probiotics, is incredibly important for heart failure patients.
So probiotics, what are there any specific probiotics that you recommend?
There are the strains. The ones that I like are the ones that have more than 50 million, 50 billion, CFUs, colony forming units, per serving, and 14 or more strains. So more than 50 billion and 14 or more strains.
Wow.
Bacteroides and lactobacilli among them. So those are the ones. And if you improve the gut bacteria in heart failure patients, that improves their outcomes as well.
Wow.
And it's one of the overlooked issues in treating heart failure. So we got to get them on predominantly plant-based diet because the fiber in the large bowel gets fermented to form the right short-chain fatty acids that send the right signals for heart failure patients.
As discussed in our 14th episode, if you guys want to go back and look.
No, we haven't seen that episode yet.
They have by the time they've seen this one.
They will come out, yes. That's true.
Nice one, Fred.
Well, that'll be tough making him have a plant-based diet coming to Texas.
He's a meat-eating
with all
Viking.
the steak.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, see, that's
It's
the problem.
just-
Red meat for heart failure is bad. You know why? Because it has these two things called L-carnitine and choline that get changed in the body to T-Mao. T-Mao, not the guy from China.
Okay.
Yeah.
T Mao sounds like I picture Mao Zedong with a Mr. T haircut.
Yeah, exactly.
I pity the fool that's trying not to have a famine.
There you go, Mr. T. T-Mao. It's, I think, transmethyl acetate oxide, which increases all the inflammatory markers, increases all kinds of bad stuff. Yeah, we gotta decrease the T-Mao in him.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I do see like L-carnitine as something to take for a lot of
Not
people
for heart failure people.
Right.
From the red meat.
So, okay.
Yeah, that and the choline, no good.
Okay.
They get changed by an enzyme, blah, 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 to T-Mao, which has deleterious effects in heart failure.
And what causes heart failure?
Well, in your dad's case, it was probably a virus that attacked him, gave them a viral syndrome.
Okay.
Pneumonia, I imagine.
Where his body attacked the
And then it
muscle.
activated the immune system erroneously by mistake to attack his heart muscle. Because the virus in the heart muscle cells, the myocytes, shared some common proteins, and the immune system got confused and attacked it.
Wow.
That happens with COVID as well. That's why COVID individuals who get COVID infection, COVID-19, get myocarditis. I had a young lady yesterday like that, about your age, who came in with palpitations and feeling terrible. And she had COVID a little while back. And so I did an EKG and et cetera. So she has a lot of PVCs, extra beats from the ventricles. But these were the benign ones from the right ventricular outflow tract. So I had to, reassure her one little medication to pacify it. It's probably a result of a focal myocarditis from COVID.
Wow.
Again, maybe too much info, but
no,
important for people to know.
Now I want to do an EKG.
Yeah,
Since I had COVID,
she's very symptomatic of it. So I could
You're
feel
not
her
symptomatic,
pulse.
so.
Yeah, I could feel it in the pulse. Like
So
when
let-
I feel
Can
someone's
you feel
pulse.
my pulse?
Yeah. Let me see. Oh boy. Yeah, you need to come to the office.
Are you serious?
No.
Okay. I was like,
Can you imagine? I do that to people at Starbucks. You know,
Why
on
would you do that? That's so
because I have
sad.
friends who are a-holes, and they go, "Let him feel his pulse," and so I go, "Come on." So they're all sitting around, and here's a new guy. Oh, why? He goes, "Just let him feel it." And I go like this. Why?
oh no.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go get my coffee. And they go, "What?" And one of them inadvertently says, "Oh, he did that to a guy last week, and we saw his obituary in the paper."
Oh my gosh.
And
Terrible.
then I have to go, "I'm kidding. You're fine. You're gonna live at least another week. Gonna surpass the
You're
other guy."
terrible.
So let me ask you this. This is a very important question. So one of the things that we've discussed in almost every podcast is it's not just what you eat. It's not just your exercise. Those are all important, genetics, but connection, having connection.
Yes.
Her dad's moving from Ottawa to Dallas. He knows his daughters and maybe a few people that he met on some business trips.
And whatever guys they bring home.
So, right. So the question is, what is your advice for someone like that? Should he join groups, clubs? Like, what should he do? Because he needs to have connection, or all the rest of it's not going to do anything.
For people with cardiovascular disease, that's an excellent point.
never even thought of that.
It's a 4-prong approach.
Okay.
You know, I'm not talking about his medications. Okay, assuming he's on good, optimal medical therapy.
That's all going to be optimized.
Right.
She's going to see to that.
So here are the 4 things. So control your bad behaviors: the smoking, the drinking, and the sedentary lifestyle. That has to be completely controlled in heart failure patients, right? None of that stuff. And sedentary meaning cardiac rehab, walking, challenging yourself. Second, a little bit of meditation and stress reduction. Third, what was
That could be
mentioned-
prayer. That could be prayer too.
Absolutely,
right?
prayer, painting, whatever allows you to mitigate, decrease stress. And with a move from Ottawa to Dallas, especially when the weather's going to be 90, 100 degrees in the summer, adapting to that is not easy.
Does he swim?
So you're saying we need to leave my mother in Canada?
Well, that is a possibility, and this is where this thing went off the rails with your family.
Because
Yes.
she's probably the primary reason he has
See.
heart failure to begin with.
She needs some handcuffs here.
We just need to get her out of the
Yes.
house. That's all.
Yes,
She-
and then the fourth thing I want to say is, of course, the plant-based diet, less of the meats, red meats. You can have a little seafood, organic stuff. All good, right? But the most important is connection.
Gotcha.
So you can do all of those good things, but connection to others, connection to your community, connection to friends, to family. You have to, even a meal, just a simple meal, it's best if you share it with somebody because you're connecting, talking about other things. You're not just, a meal is not just stuff on a plate that you shovel down your throat while watching TV or watching your phone. It's a social event that has hundreds of thousands of years of tradition in the making in Homo sapiens. So anyone who's important, the reason why they have banquets and parties and get-togethers is to share that meal experience of the community connection.
It's almost more healthy eating a slightly unhealthy meal with a group than a super healthy meal by yourself, right?
Not
Are
exactly.
you trying
but
to
okay.
excuse eating
How about
poorly
eating
here, Davio?
How about eating a healthy meal with a group and others?
Right.
Right? Yeah.
That's
That would be the
better.
optimal.
That's best.
You're like, I just want a burger.
I just want to go to McDonald's and
Yeah.
then talk to a guy I never met and go, "Hi, sir, can I eat my double biggie fry with you?
Yeah.
I can connect."
Then
So I can connect.
Hey.
You'd probably be like, who
Are
is
you?
this guy?
Yeah. You can go downtown by the bus stand. Are you a homeless guy? Come on in here. I'll buy you a damn
Yeah.
double
sandwich.
Maybe
Yeah.
they need that though. Maybe that would change their
Yeah.
life. you
Couple
know?
of happy meals, right? Right now. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Solve the homeless thing. No. So the connection,
No.
he's right. Because of the dose. He's getting the dose, right?
Dopamine,
Dopamine,
oxytocin, serotonin, and with an E,
endorphins,
Endorphin.
and
That's what it was.
enkephalins, right? That give you all of that. But that means going outside, getting some sunshine. That gives you the mood stabilizing effect of serotonin, the oxytocin, the I love you, the hugs, the kisses, the holding hands. All good, oxytocin, right? Endorphins relieve pain. They act through the internal opioid receptors.
So your mom is into the art world, right? She's like an art dealer?
Yep.
So I bet that their
Yes.
social community that they're going to have here is going to be built through her. The
Endeavors.
whole
It always has been.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's very social.
Yeah,
the Dallas art scene is pretty significant.
That's true.
there are many events for sure, right? You just went to one not long ago.
Many, yeah.
He went to one.
We did a whole episode. It was
Yes.
it was more, it was
one.
more than one.
Which
It's-
one did you
it's-
go to?
Well, the one he's referring to is the Dallas Art Fair, but I go to stuff all the time.
Okay.
I thought it was your kiddie's kindergarten art fair.
I didn't count. See, two.
yeah.
See,
Ooh,
two.
there you go.
Well, everybody, this has been the Leverage Podcast. I'd like to thank our guest, who's going to be a host, Leah Faulkner. Thanks for joining us, and thanks, Dr. Fred, for all that great knowledge.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot to do. Please rate and review us on Spotify.
We do strip poker with this.
Please.
Subscribe
Please-
to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, subscribe to our. There you go. Yeah, you do it. You should do it. Instagram, but can you do it in Spanish?
Oh.
En Spotify, en YouTube.
And the YouTube and the Instagram.
You just had an E on the end of everything.
Yeah. Or some woman I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Insta, TikTok, Facebook. Please like and subscribe. Share. Tell your friends. And we look forward to seeing.
fun.
We look forward to seeing you guys soon. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.